Well, welcome to another Minute Microscopy. I'm Eric Rosenblatt, and if you'd like, maybe subscribe to the channel, leave a like. It takes less than a minute. This video definitely won't. So, today I'd like to share my thoughts about user interface design. And I'd like to come right out of the gate by saying they all suck. The UI of the operating system you're using right now on a computer or a phone, it sucks. The UI of any app or piece of software you use, they suck too. The UI of an ATM or the self-checkout counter at a store, the UI of your so-called smart TV, you guessed it, sucks. I've been using computers for 4 decades now, and rarely do I run into a piece of software that has what I would consider to be a good user interface. So, what's a good user interface, you ask? Well, it depends on what it's doing, of course. But at its heart, a good UI should be clean, simple to understand, and intuitive to navigate. But instead, what we typically end up with are confusing and jumbled interfaces with too many colors, an overly complicated layout, or menus and navigation controls that don't lead the user naturally to where they want to go. Often there are screen components that don't have an obvious use, or controls that don't work in ways a new user would easily understand. And that's a huge problem. There's too many menus, panels, windows, too many clicks to get something done. Now, I'm specifically calling out, kind of productivity and work-based interfaces here. Games and novelty programs can do whatever they want. I'm talking about websites, professional software, things like that. Every last one of them has a bad user interface. Sure, you might be thinking to yourself that your favorite piece of software, you can easily use it and get things done with it. Perhaps navigating a certain website might be effortless to you, but most of that comes down to familiarity. You've been using it for enough time that all the quirks and issues can easily be overcome. Whatever you might think, I can say with 100% confidence that every single UI sucks. You'll see it too if you really look. So why is this? Well, in engineering of many kinds, there's a concept known as dog fooding. They use it in design as well. This refers to the idea that in order for you to know if your dog's food is any good, you should eat it yourself. If you don't like it, well, your dog probably won't either. This principle applies to every single product, but especially tool and work-based ones. When you're designing something, you need to actually use it to do the work it's intended to do. How many products out there have you run into that don't live up to the expectations set by the package or the advertising or whatever? Yeah, it's a lot of them. Probably due to a lack of dog fooding. So I suspect that most people who design user interfaces never really use them. They'll test them for functionality, sure, but they don't actually use them. Nor do they put much emphasis on having a variety of people use them. And if they do, well, they likely don't care much to really pay attention to why a particular user struggles to navigate their design. And of course, the designer is the absolute worst person to evaluate the interface. They already know how things work because they built it. Furthermore, designers design for themselves. They construct things that feel right and work for them. They may know how to code or be skilled in graphic design, but rarely are they psychologists. And yes, human psychology should be at least 50% of UI design. And well, neither are the clients of these designers paying attention to psychology as well. They'll greenlight anything if it looks bright and flashy, you're just completely ignoring whether it's easy to use. So there you go. At no point in the design process are any of the features that make an interface good actually adhered to. And until the principle of maintaining a clean, simple, and intuitive design becomes the filter through which every interface builder passes their creation, UIs will continue to suck, no matter what new and revolutionary platforms we construct them on.